second half. I know how much you like to have Isaiah out there, but was that just?
It was by necessity. Yeah, the way Blossom game got going, we just didn't have a matchup for him. He needed someone that would be close enough to bother his shot, and he was terrific. So it forced us to go unconventional, and we've been in that spot before. And we weren't perfect. We had some mistakes, but I thought we kind of righted the ship with those 4 guards and figured out our ball screen defense and what we were going to do in the trap, and then ran some decent offense. We don't do that a lot, but it was important for us to be able to execute in that setting because whether it was Nolte or Wilkins in that setting guarding Blossom game, it just wasn't happening today. You could see that, or tonight. So, again, I think Malcolm did a solid job, but it's the team, and sometimes it was just rotations, and we had to fight hard to get it, so a lot of plays had to be made.
Mike Barber and then Doug.
Anthony Gill gave you a tremendous lift in the last 10 minutes. You know, tough bucket inside, a steal, and then that nice pass to Paul. What did you see from him in the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, I thought he was good in the last 10 minutes. He battled. That's what he did. Again, we were far from perfect, but we battled, and that was the message. How many teams at this stage of the year with 2 games left can say you're still in the race, the regular season conference championship race? So it's worth contending for and fighting. And the emotion and the energy of the game Saturday was interesting. I said, that's your biggest opponent. I said, can you come in against a very tough team at home in a different environment and have the fight? And I thought we came out right. I mean, we were really right. And then there were some breakdowns that cost us. But Anthony, I thought, responded late in the game and had to do some things. And, he rolled his ankle a little bit at the halftime, but he's fine. But it took 3 guys in double figures and 2 other guys with 9. So that balance was important. And, again, we just went with Anthony with his mobility down the stretch.
Doug, and then we'll take one on the right.
Talk about London's 3-pointers, a 53-52 game. Blossom just
Yeah, we answered.
You got a real good right in front of you today.
Yeah, well, I think Marielle hit one when we were struggling at the end of the shot clock. Devin hit a big one, and London hit a big one. We needed them all, and they were good looks. They were good rhythm looks. Even Malcolm had a real good look that he missed. So the shots presented themselves. We had one turnover in that stretch, but finished strong with some good stops defensively. And I said you're going to have to make a stand defensively and win it with your defense, but you need it both, obviously.
Take one over here to the right, and then David Teal.
Tony, at 23 wins, 4 years in a row, 12 ACC wins, 3 years in a row. Both Sampson era, marks at Virginia that haven't been done since then. How do you guys get fazed when they hear about those kind of numbers and that they're accomplishing things that maybe haven't been done in 35 years up there?
I don't think so. Look, the joy and the celebration for me, and I believe our guys, is in playing well. When it's playing a level of quality or playing at a high level, that if you ask any player or any good team, that's the joy, is when you can play well in different settings. And the accomplishments or the things that you get, okay, that's nice at some point, maybe you look back on, but it's in that. And we talk a lot about just being ready and being I guess learning from the success. I said last year we lived off our success. This year we've lost some tough ones, and they haven't made excuses, haven't won. They just showed up and played and realized it's worth the fight, and that's what I've liked, what I've seen from them. So
David Teal and then Norm.
Tony, in possession where you're down 42-41, Marielle and Gill miss, London misses, then Gill misses again. There's the collision in midcourt. You kept fighting for rebounds, and you end up getting 2 free throws out of it. It just seemed that embodied what it took to win this game. So you're watching that all unfold.
Yeah.
You said it wasn't perfect, but is that?
Absolutely, that's what we said. It's worth it, and that's running in such a way, and just fighting and competing, and that's, again, we had breakdowns, we had some turnovers, but that embodied. They kept staying after it, and you can't survive. That's the entry level in this game if you don't have scrap and fight. But they're just those extra effort plays, and it's harder on the road sometimes in this setting. And again, I like, we were undersized, but we kept plugging, and that's what this team has to continue to do.
Doug.
What's it like when you're going out to a 12-0 lead to start the game?
I liked how we started.
Are you uneasy at
all?
No, I mean, you know that there's going to be an ebb and a flow in the game. You certainly do. But I like the shots we get. I liked our position defensively. I liked our rebounding. They missed a couple, maybe one or two in that. I have to go back. But I liked everything. But then, as good as we were, then all of a sudden we gave up 6 or 7 buckets in a row from silly breakdowns that we shouldn't have. Just guys not in the right spot, not flooded, getting beat outside, and then it changed that quick. And there is going to be some of that. I like my highs being that our highs being that high. I just don't like our lows being that low when we have those breakdowns. But that's part of it. Is who we are.
Time for 2 more. Jeff and then Mike.
Devin has not always been able to put together good back-to-back performances. What does it mean?
Sorry, WYFF. So, I don't know what. That's an interesting trap. There we go. Channel 4. All right. That's my future. Yes. Sometimes.
What does it mean for the team if Devin can give you something tangible every night?
Yeah, the bounce. He was good against Carolina. We talked about it. Knocked down some shots, but 9 points, 7 rebounds, and an efficient game. And he, again, that balance when we have other guys contributing, and it's not just one, makes a big difference. And I thought he had a very nice, solid game, as did all those guys that, for the most part, were out there.
Mike.
Move on to you. Looking at Saturday's matchup, just give me a quick sort of what do you see from them? What makes them a challenging matchup?
Louisville, our game. Yeah, I mean, it's their last game, and certainly they're playing good basketball. We played very well at their place, and this league, it's razor thin, the difference between teams. So you just have to be sound, and hopefully we're playing that game, and we're still having a chance to maybe win another regular season title. That would be exciting going into it. But obviously the emotion of senior night and the guys that have meant so much to this program will be there. But I go back to what I said. It's the celebration, the joy is in the quality of play. But knowing you're going to play a team that it's a unique situation to play, well, that good of a team, but to play a game that's their last game. So you'll have to, of course, be ready, and there'll be a lot of things into it.